Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So this video I'm showing you this new banking website. This comes with a lot of features like COT, bank transfer, local transfer, comes with email notification, and all of that. Just all the feature banking website is supposed to have. Alright, so you can see this is already the front end of this particular website, this banking website. It's everything's already talking about the banking. Design has already been done for you. This is powerful and very beautiful design. It's already been done for you. So without wasting most of your time, so let's just go straight to the dashboard so you can see how that part actually looks. Alright, so once you click here, I'm already logged in already. Alright, so this dashboard, you can see you have available balance, you have your monthly earnings and spending and all of that right here. So you have your Crest line premium. Alright, so this is actually the name of the website. We have my available balance, convert that money to crypto balance. You have your volume limit, you have your send, pay bills, request bank details, and all of that on this particular website. All right, so let's just start from this sidebar, which is the activities. So these activities will be all the activities you have done on the website. All right, so let's put it over. Okay, so we have transaction right here, amount, status, reference, description of that. So we have our view receipt right here. So once you click on that, it will take you to that particular page where you can see the receipt of it. Alright, you can see my logo right there. So this is the receipt of this particular transaction right here. So that's all for this transaction part here. We have our my cards. Alright, so my card will just be your card you have on this website. All right, so we have virtual card, we have active card, pending application, start balance. All right, so these are all the pending cards right here. I can click on view details. The view details will take me to that particular card, which is this right here. All right, so that's basically how the card section actually works. So you can apply for card. So when I click on apply for card, it will take you straight to that page. All right, so you can choose what type of card you want to apply for. That's a Visa card, MasterCard, American Express, or you can choose your card level, choose the currency, billing information, and stuff like that. So you're done, you can just submit that, and once that is approved, the admin will see that. All right, so we have domestic transfer. All right, so domestic transfer is just local transfer, which is the within the country. All right, so to if you want to perform a transfer, you can also add a beneficiary for quicker transfer. So you can call add beneficiary, but I don't want to walk through that step right now. So to transfer, you just put the amount you want to transfer. You put the holder's name, put the account number, put the bank name, routing number, your SWIFT code, stuff like that. Then you just put description if you want. Then you put your transaction pin and say this is my pin. Then you can just preview and transfer. Okay, so you can see the confirmation, confirm your transfer. You can see it. Then you can click on confirm transfer. All right, so you can just see now the processing the transfer. All right, so once that has been processed, you can see the it's asking me to put my through this one that you have to put your IMF code. So you can put my IMF code. All right, so that's my IMF code. So once I put my IMF code, it will take me to put the think should take me to the other code. All right, so it's asking me for the next verification code, which is the IMF. All right, so once you put the IMF, you put all those codes. Once you are done, to show the successful alert. All right, so the next part is the international transfer. So the international transfer will just be for international transfer. All right, so it's not like the domestic transfer. You can do wire transfer, crypto, paper, cash app, and so many. So that's what I'm going for wire transfer. So wire transfer, you can also still add beneficiaries if you want, but I don't want to go through that. All right, so if you want to transfer, just put the amount you want to transfer. The you can see the equivalent here in BTC. account name, account number, bank name, and stuff like that. Then you choose the country, IBN number, SWIFT code, and transaction pin. Then you can put a note if you want. Then you can click on continue transfer. So you can just follow the process to ask for all those codes, COT, IMF, and the rest code there. All right, so that's all for the international transfer. It's pretty straightforward. You can just follow the step right there. Um, Next part is deposit. All right, so the deposit is just to deposit. So it comes with different deposit methods. You can do card, USD, bank transfer, paper, and Bitcoin. So let's say we're going for card, or let's say card. All right, so you just input the amount which you want to transfer. You can just click on continue to deposit. All right, so let's just load. All right, so once you're going to deposit, you can see payment will, okay, that is disabled. So let's say we're going for that as a disable. We can enable that from the admin later on. So let's say we're going for crypto, right? Okay, USDT. Okay, let it load up. All right, so this will direct me to the payment place. The address I'll pay to, I will show you how to set that up from the admin. So once you make payment, you upload the proof, you click on submit proof, then the admin will receive that details. All right. So next part is the swap crypto. Swap crypto will just be to swap crypto from one crypto to another. All right. So this website will come with that features. All right. So you can swap from your currency to Bitcoin, or you can swap from Bitcoin to USDT. So wherever you want to do, you can also see the current rate of Bitcoin, which is about 74,733. All right, so that's all for the swap. Then we have loans. So the loans will just be if user want to take loan on the website. Pretty straightforward. You just choose the kind of loan you want, then you click on apply for loan. All right, so we have tax refund. All right, so this also still comes with tax refund. So you can put your information right there, i.me email, me password, and whatever. Then you click on submit request. All right, so that's all for the tax refund. So we have grants. All right, so grants is similar to loan. So you can take individual grants or company grants. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. So we have settings. Settings is just for you to edit your profile. So you can change your name, your email, and stuff like that. Change your password, that's Wi-Fi, transaction pin, and stuff like that right here, right? So that's basically how the user dashboard actually works. As you can see, it's very straightforward and straight to the point. Nothing too complicated here. All right. So next part of the video is to show you how the admin actually works. All right. So once you log into your admin, it will take you straight to this dashboard, which you are seeing right now. All right. So in this dashboard, we have a start deposit, pending deposit, total transfer, and stuff like that, users, and all of that right here. All right, so let's go to the sidebar. We could just follow everything straight down. So let's go to manage users. So the manage users is just be all the users on your website, right? So you can manage user right here. So you can click on manage. So once you click on manage, you can see the details, more details about that particular user. You can see the fiat balance, between balance, and stuff like that. So if you want to perform any activities, or you want to do something that will affect that particular user, so you can just click on this action right here, which is action, drop it down. So you either want to generate transaction, you want to edit the balance, you want to upgrade, increase the account limit, add 2FA, change the profile picture, reset the password, turn the account to dormant account. So dormant account, the user will not be able to log in. All right, so by default, the account is already dormant, so you have to come here and turn it off. All right, so turn it on or whatever, depending. All right, so you can clear the account, clear the Bitcoin balance, you can edit, you can send mail, you can log in the person account. All right, that's all for the user side. So let's go to grants. So this grants, all application will just be all the users that have applied to grants. You will see them here, so you can either approve or reject or disburse. That's if you have sent them the money and it will be credited in the account. All right, so this also still comes another feature where you can create user from the admin. So you can click on create user. So instead of them registering the account, you can also create the account for them and send them the details. All right, so they will receive an email that their account has been created. All right, so we have new user application. All right, so this is for the KYC. So when they are registering, they will be asked to submit some KYC details. All right, so we have transfer transactions. Transfer transactions will be all the transfer you have done on the site. You can see international transfer, domestic transfer, and all of that right here. So you can click on view. Once click on view, you'll be able to either mark it as paid, the action, or rejected, on hold, on whatever, depending on you. All right, we have transaction history. Transaction history right here is just to generate history. You want to generate transaction for the user. So depending on what you want to do, so you can select the particular user you want to generate transaction for. You put the amount and fill in the details and click on generate history. Then the same thing for this user deposits on all the deposits on the side. Same thing for the loan and visual cards to approve it. We have IRF refund. Then we have administration where you can add admin and stuff like that. Then we have app settings. All right, so this to change the name of to set up the site to match whatever you are doing. So we have your site name, your email, your address. You can turn off SMS, upload your logo. Then you can do the transfer code, IMF. You can change the name and whatever you want to do. So it's basically just to edit your site. You have preference, you can change the language, you can change the currency, you can change your contact email, you can on and off verification, which is the KYC right there. Then for email here, you can change your SMTP details. All right, so you can change the theme too if you want to do that. So that's basically how the user dashboard and the admin dashboard actually works. It's very, very straightforward. All right, so the next part of this video is to show you how you can set up this particular website for yourself or for your clients or whoever you want to set it for. All right, so the first thing you need to do is to so the first thing you need is to actually purchase your domain name and hosting. All right, so if you don't know how to get that, you can contact us. You can see number, or you can just message us or wherever. We'll attend to that. We'll teach you how to get that. And all right, so once you have purchased your domain name and hosting, and once you log in, to take you straight to this dashboard which you are seeing right here. All right, so once you log in, you go straight here. So the first thing to do is to scroll down, or you can just search for file manager depending on you, or you scroll down, click on file manager. All right, so once you click on file manager, all right, you upload this inside the public underscore HTML, which is the main directory. If you don't want to upload it there, you can upload it directly into your subdomain or wherever you want to upload it to. It's either you upload it into the public underscore HTML or you have created a subdomain for it. All right. So me, I actually have a subdomain which I've created, which is Crestline, which is this right here. All right. So I'll just click on it to enter there. Let's see first. All right, so I will just enter that particular folder subdomain which I've created. If I'm uploading yours in a public underscore HTML, just follow the same process I'm doing. All right, so I'll go into my folder, my subdomain, which is this. All right, once you enter your subdomain, once you've purchased the script, you just click on upload. Once you click on upload, you will just click on select. Then you select the particular zip file or the file which will be given to you. All right, so you just upload the zip file. So let's say, for example, this is the zip file. You just click on it, then you click on upload. All right. So while it's uploading, as long as once the color change to green and the change is green, you just know that's finished uploading. All right. So you just cancel that. So you reload here. All right. So once you load, you right click and you click on extract. All right. Once you extract, you should have a file, something like this right there. All right. So I'll just delete this. I don't need it anymore. Once you extract it, you have a folder like this. All right, so you enter that folder, you select everything, then you click on move. So once you click on move, you just move it straight into the place which you want it to be. So if you created a subfolder, you should just be seeing the subdomain name there. If it's the public underscore HTML, you should just be seeing just the public underscore HTML. Once you do that, you click on move file. Alright, so once you click on move file, you go outside. Then the next thing we need to do is to create our database. So to create our database, you come here and search for DB, which is database wizard. So you just create your database name. Alright, let's load. Alright, so you just create a database name. Once you create the database name, you move on to the next step, which is to create your username. So once you create a username, you ask to create your password. So once you create your password, you will have to allow all privileges. You will see that they just check the box, allow all privileges. Then after that, you can either click on make changes or move to the next step. So whatever one, once you click on it and you have write those details down which you created, then you come back here and go to this env file. So env, click on edit. So I click on edit. Once click on edit, then you take you straight to this file right here. Let's load up. Alright, so you can see this is the database. With your database, your username and your password. So those details you created, this what will be here. Then for your app URL will be your domain name. So you can get your domain name from this part. Let me go back to the tools. Alright, your domain name will be your the name of your website. Alright, so let me just waste your time. It will be the name of your website. Alright, so once you do that, you just come back here and click on SQL. Once you click on SQL, you just download this file. Once you download this file, you search for, let it load up. Alright, so it has loaded up. So let's search for phpMyAdmin. I'll search for phpMyAdmin. Alright. So when you search for phpMyAdmin, you just have to locate that particular file which your particular database which you created. Alright, so let's wait for it to load. Once you locate it, you click on it. Alright, it's still loading. And please don't forget, once you done with this env, don't forget to click on save. Very important, you click on save. Alright. Alright, let's wait for this to finish loading. Alright, so let's say this is the database we created, which is the Crestline. Click on Crestline. For example, that is the one you created. Alright, once you click on Crestline, you just click on import. Once you click on import, you just click on browse. So that particular SQL which you downloaded, you just have to select that particular SQL. Once you select it, you scroll down and click on import. Alright, so once you import that is basically everything. You can see it's very, very easy to set up. So that's all for this particular video. If you find the video helpful, don't forget to click on the subscribe button to get more notification on how more video we post. Alright, see you in the next one. Bye for now.